All right, let's start off. And I wanted to start off a little bit talking about leadership and responsibility. Much has been made of the management style of previous governors, a de facto head of the party with strong arm tactics of getting things done, to our current governor, who has been criticized for not being as politically savvy as he needed to be. First off, explain what your management and leadership style is.
Well, I think that's a great question. I'll tell you this. I served with three different governors during my time in the legislature. The one that was able to get their agenda accomplished better than the other two, frankly, in my opinion, was John Engler. And I don't say that because I liked John Engler's agenda, but I recognize how important it was for him to bring that legislative experience and put it to work, getting, whether it was negotiating, appointment of cabinet members, to writing the budget and using every lever of power in the executive office to get things done. And I voted against him probably 99 out of 100 times, but I recognize that really understanding how to work with the legislature is critical to being successful. My leadership style, whether it was as the prosecutor in Ingham County or it was the top Democrat in state government, is that I surround myself with really talented people who are experts, and then I give them the support to do their job. I set the agenda, I set the values, I'm the one that is on hand, but I get good people to help make sure that we are making decisions, moving forward quickly, that we are nimble and always tethered to the fact that we work for the people of the state of Michigan.
So, how do you see the governor's role just in terms of the Democratic Party? Do you see the governor as the head of the Democratic Party in Michigan and carrying out what that agenda will be for the party?
I see the governor as the head of Michigan. We're hiring someone to lead our state. We're not hiring someone to be the head of a party. And frankly, I think that we are at our strongest when we are finding ways to solve problems together. As a state legislator, as the head of, as the top Democrat in state government, I wasn't there on behalf of Democrats. I was there on behalf of my constituency. I took an oath to lift up the people of the state of Michigan. And I always took that very seriously. Yes, my values more aligned with my party, and that's why I'm a Democrat, but my allegiance is to the people of this state. And frankly, if we had more people in government whose allegiance was to the people they served as opposed to a campaign donor or a political party, I think we'd have a very different thing happening in Washington, D.C. right now, and we'd all be better off for it. We are Michiganders first, and that's got to be top priority. And so when the governor locked the public out during their attack on collective bargaining, I threw open the doors of the Capitol and I led the resistance from my office. When women's health was on the line, I went to the microphone and I told my story as a survivor because they weren't listening to a single woman or a healthcare provider when it was something as critical as our healthcare rights. When a governor in my own party started taking money out of the school aid fund to backfill the general fund, I took her on. But when a governor on the other side of the aisle embraced the Affordable Care Act, even though his party controlled both chambers of the legislature, I knew there was no way he could get it done without my help. So I didn't just go off to my partisan corner. I didn't come out with a list of demands. I rolled up my sleeves, I negotiated, and I put the votes together, and we got it done. And 680,000 people in our state have health care coverage today who didn't before. I didn't ask the question, what would Democrats want me to do? I asked the question, what was right for Michigan? And that's what I think we need in a governor.